Hey there, and welcome to the channel. Are you feeling anxious right now? Do you sometimes find yourself caught up in overwhelming thoughts, worry, or stress that seems hard to shake off? Do you ever feel like your mind races with endless what-ifs, leaving you exhausted and overwhelmed? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, you're not alone. Anxiety is something we all experience at some point in our lives, but what if I told you there are simple, effective ways to deal with it? Today, we're going to talk about how you can take back control, calm your mind, and feel better, all without feeling lost or confused. By the end of this video, you'll have some easy-to-follow strategies that you can start using right now to manage anxiety, so stick with me. I promise, this could be the game changer you've been looking for. First, let's dive in with a question. Have you ever felt like anxiety hits you at random times? Sometimes when everything is actually going fine, and you can't quite put your finger on why you feel this way. Or maybe it comes in waves when you're faced with a stressful situation, like a big presentation, a challenging exam, or a conflict with someone you care about. The thing is, anxiety isn't something that only happens in extreme situations. It can come up in the most ordinary moments, too. And even though it can feel like you're stuck in this cycle, the good news is you can absolutely change how you respond to it. Now, I know it can be tough. You might be thinking, I've tried breathing exercises before, but they don't seem to work. Or, I don't have time for therapy or complicated techniques. I get it. But here's the thing. Today, we're going to focus on simple strategies, ones you can start using right away, that don't require a lot of time, energy, or resources. So let's get into it. Before we dive into solutions, let's take a moment to understand anxiety. What is it, really? Anxiety is our body's natural response to stress. It's that feeling of unease or worry, sometimes accompanied by physical symptoms like a racing heart, shallow breathing, or even dizziness. It's completely normal to feel anxious from time to time. It's your body's way of preparing you for challenges or danger, like when our ancestors needed to react quickly to avoid threats. But in today's world, that fight or flight response can get triggered by things that aren't necessarily dangerous. You might feel anxious about a meeting at work, an exam, or even just worrying about your future. And that's where things can get tricky, when anxiety starts interfering with your daily life. But don't worry, it doesn't have to stay that way. Strategy number 1, the power of breathing narrator. Gentle, reassuring. So let's start with one of the most powerful, yet simple tools you have, your breath. When you're anxious, your breathing tends to get shallow, which can actually make you feel more anxious. But did you know that by focusing on your breath, you can actually signal your brain to calm down? Here's a simple breathing exercise to try the next time you feel anxiety creeping in. Find a quiet spot where you can sit comfortably. Close your eyes if that feels good for you. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 seconds, making sure to empty your lungs completely. Repeat this cycle for 5 minutes. I promise this isn't just about breathing. It's about taking control of your body's natural response and sending a message to your mind that it's time to relax. By doing this regularly, you'll help rewire your nervous system to respond to stress more calmly. Does that sound easy enough? The beauty of this is you can do it anytime, anywhere. No need for fancy equipment or long sessions. Just you and your breath reconnecting with your body. Now, let's move on to strategy number 2. Strategy number 2. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. When you're feeling anxious, your mind can start to spiral, focusing on everything that might go wrong. But when we get stuck in those thoughts, it's easy to forget about what's actually happening around us. That's where grounding comes in. One powerful technique to break the cycle of overthinking is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. It's a simple way to refocus your mind and bring yourself back to the present moment. Here's how it works. Look around and name 5 things you can see. Close your eyes and name 4 things you can feel: the texture of your clothes, the chair beneath you, etc. Name 3 things you can hear: a ticking clock, the sound of traffic, birds chirping. Name 2 things you can smell, even if it's just the air around you. Finally, taste something or notice the taste in your mouth. It could be your coffee, mint, or simply the air. This simple exercise pulls your mind away from anxious thoughts and brings you back into your body. It helps you reconnect with the present moment, and it only takes a minute or two. Feeling a bit more centered? Good. You see, anxiety doesn't stand a chance when you're grounded in the present. Strategy number 3: challenging negative thoughts. Now, let's move to something even more powerful: changing the way we think about anxiety. It's easy to believe that anxious thoughts are always true, right? When we think, "I'm going to fail," or "I can't handle this," those thoughts feel real. But what if I told you they're not facts? One of the most effective ways to manage anxiety is by challenging your negative thoughts. Next time you feel anxious, try this. 1. Notice the thought. What is the anxious thought that's running through your mind? 2. Ask yourself, is this thought true? What evidence do I have to support it? Can I think of any evidence against it? 3. Replace the thought with something more realistic. For example, if you're thinking, "I'm going to fail this test," try replacing it with, "I've studied hard and I can do my best. Even if I don't get a perfect score, that's okay." So there you have it: breathing exercises, grounding techniques, and challenging negative thoughts. These strategies can make a world of difference in how you deal with anxiety. And remember, it's okay to not have everything figured out right away. Anxiety might not disappear overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll start to feel more in control of your reactions. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. You've got this. And remember, every small step you take today will help you feel better tomorrow.